Right guys, this video is going to be all about Rockstar Games and how I believe that this generation and beyond, I think they've secured themselves as one of, if not the greatest game developers we've ever had. Now I'll try and back my points up by giving you examples of the games and the enjoyment I've had in these Rockstar games over the years and everything. So let's kick it off with the most obvious one, the most famous Rockstar game that will ever be made, Grand Theft Auto. Now, everyone's probably played Grand Theft Auto, including myself. I've played all of them from GTA 3. I dabbled around with the really old ones, the really top-down view, bird's eye view games. But really, my sort of love for GTA came on the PS2 era. It wasn't by GTA 3. I didn't actually own that one. I had Vice City and San Andreas. I had played GTA 3, but I didn't own it. But my first GTA was Vice City, and that still to this day I have very fond memories of Vice City. I loved everything about it, the characters, the setting, the missions, everything like that, the music. It was just, it all sticks in my mind, and not too many games can I remember the soundtrack from a game that came out over 10 years ago. It's crazy. But I can vividly remember enjoying my cruising time in all those cars, just listening to the radio stations, purposely not going to do missions because of the music in these games. Same with San Andreas as well. Ultimately, GTA is a fantastic sort of series, and it's the epitome of video games. It's what you want in video games. It's open world, lots of customization, exciting missions, strong online multiplayer following that appeared in GTA 4 and that again is going to appear in GTA 5, so that's another plus point for Rockstar. It's just things like this that make the perfect game. GTA never gets any bad reviews or anything. GTA 4 aside, I know that had its critics, myself included. I do think it's the weakest Rockstar game we've ever had. But if you compare it to other games, it's still up there as a top solid game. I've always said that it is a solid game. It just doesn't compare to the other GTAs, which makes it stand out a bit more as the weaker game. But overall, it is a strong game. Um, and no other game developers create games that give me that sort of love for their games. Another game that Rockstar has been very successful with is Red Dead Redemption. Now, I loved the look of this game when it was first announced, sort of being a cowboy, again, open world, riding horses around the desert. What's not to like about that? I loved every second of that game. I want to play it again soon. It is a long game, so I have only had one playthrough of it so far. But I do occasionally jump back on, dabble around with the online. And I believe that Red Dead Redemption was much more kind of loved and much more successful than GTA 4 was. So hopefully one day we get another Red Dead game. I'm not going to hold out for it because Rockstar tend to kind of keep GTA as their sort of sequels that come out all the time and then dabble around with something else. Another example was LA Noire. Now that was a very, very unique game and one that I really, really enjoyed in this generation. I've said it on previous videos that I think it's one of my most underrated games. Um, and every time Rockstar bring out a game, they do things that no one else has done before. And LA Noire was no mistake. I know it wasn't a fully fledged Rockstar game. I think they were sort of had a hand in it, but it's mainly a Rockstar game. I think it was with a studio called Team Bondi or something like that, and they did go out of business. Um, but Rockstar were very, very innovative with this game. If you've seen the LA Noire motion capture, facial motion capture, sort of graphics and everything they used in this game, it's unlike anything I've seen before. And I truly believe that that's the next generation of sort of facial graphics. I know no other game has used that since LA Noire, but I do believe that in the future that's going to be the sort of normal for realistic sort of facial character designs. And that unique sort of technique that they used is what sticks in my mind when I think of LA Noire. And again, that sort of backs up my point that Rockstar are really innovative and they do things that no one else does. Like I said, with Red Dead Redemption, the uniqueness that I found in that was the fact, how many games have you played as where you can fully explore an old America and Mexico as a cowboy, riding on horseback, going anywhere you want, free roam. That is something only Rockstar could do. You know, with GTA 5, they've teased that the map is going to be the size of, I think they said GTA 4 San Andreas, Red Dead Redemption combined. So it's going to be one huge map, and that's going to be incredible. It's going to be like living a second life in video game form, in my opinion. I can't wait for GTA 5. Of course, we've seen all the trailers that they've released so far. It's looking fantastic. It's looking at a much bigger step in the right direction than GTA 4 was. This is looking like the true sort of next generation up from this popular Vice City and San Andreas that we truly deserved. And I can't wait to get GTA 5. But it's not just GTA and the open world games that are very innovative. They've created some other games that weren't quite as similar to that sort of open world customization GTA style gameplay, such as Manhunt, which has been very popular. Of course, that's another game that brings Rockstar to the headlines because it is so controversial. It has recently been released on PSN, so if you haven't played it, I definitely recommend you check it out. It has been banned in a lot of countries, and there is a reason why. It's the most brutal game I've ever played. It's probably the gaming equivalent of the Saw films. Very brutal, very hard to watch, but current day it's quite easy to watch because of the lack of graphical power and everything on the game. It is okay to play now, but I definitely wouldn't recommend playing it around kids. It is very brutal, and it definitely deserved the sort of backlash that it got because it was so brutal and everything. I'm not saying it deserved to be banned because I'm a big fan of the game. I'm just saying it was definitely deserved to be talked about because it was so controversial. Also, another, like I said, another series that has been very popular, which I feel gets quite underrated when you talk about Rockstar, is Max Payne. Now, I haven't played Max Payne 1 or 2. I got introduced when I played Max Payne 3. And I have to say that was fantastic. If you want a very sort of movie feeling a game where it feels like you're actually playing some sort of American 90s crime drama, that's the sort of vibe that I get from playing Max Payne. The sort of films that you would see starring Sylvester Stallone and stuff like that, a pure revenge film. And it's a bit like playing that. You're just one beastie man going out on one mission to try and kill some bad guy, and that is awesome. And another unique thing that Rockstar introduced with that is bullet time. Is how Max Payne is so unique is that you can slow down time, dive through the air, shooting your bullets, and see some incredible kills that, like I said, only Rockstar can deliver this uniqueness. Again, another game that they brought out which was so unique, Bully. Of course, that was had to be renamed here in the UK to Canis Canem Edit, which was I think the school that they used in Bully. That was their sort of tagline. Again, another unique game. How many games can you play as a bully in a school, and you'd know the controversy that would surround this game. But that ultimately, the point I'm getting at is that Rockstar make these brilliant games that other developers just wouldn't dare think of. Like I said, GTA has always been popular, but with the other games we've had, Red Dead Redemption, free roaming cowboy awesomeness, LA Noire, insane motion captures on the face with a really slow paced crime drama plot, Max Payne, pure intense sort of action where the slow down bullet time is really, really unique and everything like that. And again, Manhunt, like I said, so controversial. No other game developer would think of doing it. And Bully, playing as a school bully, especially nowadays, we would never ever get games like that anymore where you can go around and beat up school kids because of news that has happened in the past few years surrounding schools. But again, it's what I mean is it's always Rockstar that make these awesome, innovative games, and that's why I believe that they are the greatest game developer we've had in this generation, and certainly my favourite. So leave your thoughts down below, guys, on what you think of Rockstar, and tell me what's your favourite Rockstar game. I'll be really interested to know that. So yeah, guys, thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you on my next one.